Support for Radio Friends comes from LWVCBC Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact LWVCBC Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, December the 12th. I've got my friend over here, Scott Bradley from Carpet One. You know, we always talk about environmentally friendly products for the home. And I always think, you know, he can't come up with more environmentally friendly products, but you do.
Paul,
you do.
And I love it when they actually last a long time, too.
If you like hardwood floor, we're going to talk about what is traditional hardwood floor, but it's a new twist to it, right?
Yes. So this company, Bavarian Mill brand, is European white oak engineered hardwood flooring, but they've added new technology to it that enhances the looks. So you can get longer boards, you can get wider boards.
Okay, and when you talk about, and we're looking at it. If you're looking at it on camera right now, I mean it looks as authentic as can be as far as the hardwood floor. Now, the traditional hardwood floor is the oak all the way through. What is it, 3/4 of an inch?
Yes,
okay.
That is the typical. Mm-hmm.
But the boards can't be made as wide because it would warp if you were making wide. This hardwood floor is real hardwood, but it's not all the way through. It's a veneer on top. Well, how
Yes, and they've cut that veneer the same way that they cut the solid wood. So it fools everyone except for the woodpeckers and the termites.
Yeah.
Old timers, it would look like a real solid wood floor to them.
Okay, so what is it, an eighth of an inch of real oak veneer, which is put on top of what?
Just a very stable, solid core base, usually a nice stable pine. And then it has a balancing layer on the bottom.
Okay, so this looks like it's solid all the way through. It performs as if it's solid all the way through. You can even sand it if you want to.
Yeah, this has a full 3-time sanding protection on it. So you'll be able to take wood away before you start getting into the joints and the grooves.
Okay, so how is this friendlier for the environment?
So this is friendly for the environment. Number one, because of the generational ability for this floor to last beyond just our generation, but multi-generations.
Right.
Another reason is since it's thinner and they're using other species besides European white oak, they're able to ship more square footage at a lower energy cost. So, you know, the transportation costs are much lower, so it requires less energy.
Okay.
Installation, they can put down more square feet per panel, and it still gives you a natural product.
And you can either nail it or lock it in place, right?
Yeah, you can nail this and you could adhere it to concrete, and they've also developed a locking system where this locks together without adhesives.
Okay.
So you can bypass using adhesives because they can add cost and some environmental concerns also.
All right. So if you're interested in this, it's environmentally friendly, hardwood, looks like it's solid all the way through. Mm. What do they can contact you at Carpet One? What do they?
Yeah, Carpet One. Google us.
And what is this called?
So this is the Bavarian Mill brand, and these have fantastic looks. The nice wide planks. It's that European white oak look that everyone's kind of going for now.
Scott, thank you so much for coming by. Always a pleasure. Paul. Always a pleasure chatting with you and finding out about environmentally friendly products.
Thank you.
All right, now I want to introduce you to my friend Marilyn McLeod from the League of Women Voters. And today we're going to talk about what?
Well, we're having an upcoming program for the public on Zoom So anybody who has internet access can attend
Yeah, on Zoom.
on Zoom.
This will not in person
Right,
at all.
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Are you going to ever go back to the fully in person, or would you feel now Zoom has been successful and it will always be a part of the meetings?
Well, we've had some that are both
Yeah,
in
I know
person,
you
some of the
have, right.
candidates. So I think it would be more that way. Like a lot of people like the idea that they can just be in their pajamas, so to speak.
Right. They don't have to leave home, and you can watch it. And with Zoom, you can also ask questions
Right,
too.
exactly.
Okay, so when is this program?
This one is Tuesday, December 13th at noon. And you have to register in advance. You can register using a link either on the League's website or the library's website. And what we're going to be talking about is the Missouri court system and what judges do. And that's one of those questions I think maybe a lot of us have. Like, do we know really the differences in the courts? You might hear about there's a Missouri Supreme Court, there's circuit courts, there's municipal courts. It's a complicated system.
Right.
And we have a gentleman from the Missouri Supreme Court's Civic Education Committee. His name is Tony Simone, and he will be talking about the system and taking questions.
And about what judges do.
Exactly.
So when you think about the different courts, each judge has a different responsibility, correct?
Yes, they have different purposes. You know, like the Supreme Court would have its purpose, and then appeals courts would have theirs, and municipal courts, which I assume, like, say you get a ticket for speeding or something.
Right. So that would be a municipal court.
Yeah.
Would your speeding ticket, could it ever end up in the Missouri Supreme Court if you were not satisfied with what happened in municipal court? I don't know if this is a fair question to you or not, but could you, as a person, escalate it yourself and keep going up until you come to the Supreme Court?
I think that's a great question to ask.
Ask the person. Okay, will you ask them that if I'm not on
Sure,
Zoom that day?
Sure, absolutely.
Ask if a person can themselves appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court.
I mean, there have been cases which start obviously at a lower level and
Right.
then move up. That's really how it works. You know, figure Brown versus Board of Education, where you had a student who lived basically about across the street from a school, black child, but couldn't go to that school and was bused miles away. And then ultimately that case, which was a local case, went to the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court.
Yes.
So the courts are very important. And I would hope that this is an opportunity for people to ask those kinds of questions, at least to get them going and direct them to good resources.
And you know, the other thing that I think might be a little confusing to some people. Now, we vote to keep judges in office, but then there are other judges that are appointed to office. Will they be discussing that and how it works?
I think that's also a good question because, you know, at the election, November election, people were asking, there's these judges on the ballot.
Right. So if you want more information, go to LWVCBC.org. You can register for the Zoom date. It is date real quick?
Tuesday, December 13th.
Got it. Thank you, Marilyn.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.